In a bold and defiant statement that has sent shockwaves across Kenya's political landscape, Rigathi Gachagua has once again taken direct aim to his former boss, President Ruto, during a candid media engagement with journalists from KTN team at his home in Wamnyoro. Gachagua openly accused President Ruto of using sycophants to influence opposition leaders and tilt the country's political balance. He claimed the head of state is surrounding himself with blind loyalties whose only mission is to silence dissent and recruit political heavyweights from the opposition into the Kenya Kwanza fold.
The one-term movement versus William Ruto. Kenyans have told us in uncertain terms to agree among ourselves and give them one candidate. And what we are doing right now, and people must know, I want our supporters to stop pushing their candidates to be announced president. It's not yet. You see, this election is not like the other one. The 2022 election, Uhuru was exiting after 10 years. So the issue was who to replace him. This is not the issue, this election. First and foremost, we have to deal with the issue of William Ruto because he is sitting president and he wants to come back. So the most important thing before we can decide who is to mobilize Kenyans and agree on a strategy on how to remove William Ruto from power.
Rigathi Gachagua went further, warning ordinary Kenyans that are growing impatient for more terms at a government that only listens to praise singers. He stated that citizens across the nation from the Mount Kenya region to the Coast region are ready to make their voices heard in the next general elections.
Then once we have the numbers, and politics is a game of numbers, then among ourselves we agree one person. And myself, I have said, I am presidential candidate. If I'm picked, I'll be very happy. I'll beat William Ruto in the morning. In case the formula does not favor me, it favors Kalonzo Musyoka, I'll support him the way I would have, campaigned for my own candidature. If it's Fred Matiang'i, the same. Martha Karua, the same. J.B. Muturi, the same. George Natabea, the same. But I can tell you, the little noise you are seeing is because William Ruto has planted a lot of moss in the opposition. He has infiltrated our various parties. Myself, when I was in office, he planted many people on me. And when I came out of office, I chased them away. Some have gone to Jubilee. So they are being used by William Ruto to cause problems within the opposition. And we have told leaders to be careful. If some Ruto moles have left my party and you are in the united opposition, don't allow them into yours because he'll still use them to undermine the bigger united opposition.
According to Gachagua, these political operatives, whom he describes as sycophants, have been secretly engaging key figures in the opposition, including Kalonzo Musyoka, Fred Matiang'i, and George Natembeya. He alleges that the mission is clear: to weaken the opposition, blur accountability, and create one-party mentality in the country.
I am aware that William Ruto and the National Intelligence Service are trying to create a third force. This is what happened in 1992. Mwai Kibaki was doing very well and he would have removed President Daniel Arap Moi. The National Intelligence Service hyped the candidature of Kenneth Matiba, who was abroad. And he came, they mobilized people at the airport, in Nakuru, everywhere. They created a hype. And they planted people and they convinced Matiba he must run. They divided the vote and William Ruto won. The same thing is happening. Many news agents have been planted, to us. Like myself, there was one who speaks my language, and then he will pretend, oh, Rigathi, you are one of our own, we are helping you with information from inside, and then he's trying to mislead me. And I refused. In fact, I hear he has been removed and sent to be a deputy ambassador somewhere because he has failed to influence me. I hear they have promoted somebody, Akamba, to try to manage Kalonzo. Another Kisi to try to manage Matiang'i, another one to manage Natembeya, so that they can try to convince us separately that you can make it on your own. So that you create a third force to divide the opposition, then we can have a runoff, and then William Ruto, using state resources, can buy the ones who have lost and win in the re-election. So the good thing, they have been trying to create confusion by creating rumors that Kalonzo is going to State House at night, so that we can be suspicious of Kalonzo. But Kalonzo has been very forthright with us, and that's why we have stuck together. Anytime Ruto sends him emissaries, he calls us and tells us. So that has built confidence and now we are convinced Kalonzo cannot be swayed by anybody. But we know they have attached an officer to try to use a lot of hard attacks to try to persuade Kalonzo to join William Ruto. But he has refused to budge. So the little teething problems...
Political analysts have long warned that the relationship between Ruto and Gachagua has been a downward spiral. What began as a powerful alliance during the 2022 campaign is now slowly turning into a public feud. Insiders suggest that the two leaders have disagreed on issues such as resource allocation, regional representation, and internal party control. Mount Kenya leaders aligned with what Gachagua believed that their region's economic interests had been sidelined, where Ruto's allies argue that Gachagua is starting division within the ruling party. Still, Gachagua insists he's simply defending his people, reminding everyone that Mount Kenya delivered millions of votes to put the current administration in power.
You are seeing there are Ruto characters all over the opposition. You have found most of them, instead of attacking William Ruto and challenging his programs, they are attacking Rigathi Gachagua. You are saying you are in the opposition. This united opposition wants to send William Ruto home. But you, because you work for Ruto, but you are within the opposition, you move from one TV show to another attacking Rigathi Gachagua, who is in the opposition. So once we deal with that little thing of moles, the Ruto fellows in the opposition, I think we will steady the ship, because the principals, myself, Kalonzo, Matiang'i, Wamalwa, Natebea, Muturi, Mother, Linturi, we are all solid, and we have discussed, and all of us have.
As political drama continues to unfold, one thing is clear: the unity that defined the Kenya Kwanza now appears fragile. The public exchange between President Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua is deepening rift that could shape Kenya's political future for years to come. For now, Kenyans watch closely as the once united top leadership stand on opposite ends of the political battlefield.
What happened in 2002? Once the candidate was picked, Kibaki got 62%. Uhuru got 31%. The one who created a third force, Savio Nyachae, got 5.6%. What would happen if anybody is confused by Ruto that you are very popular, that you can go it on your own, you can make it alone, and you become a third force? The people of Kenya will abandon you the same day. The people of Kenya have decided there are two horses, Ruto and one-term movement. Whoever is a candidate for the one-term movement will beat Ruto 70+1. Any third force that Ruto will create using manipulation, bribery, national intelligence service to confuse you that you can run on your own and make it, I can tell you the people of Kenya where they are today. A decision has been made by the people of Kenya, and I listen to them. They want one candidate, they don't care who.
You seem to be speaking about the party that has said they would go alone.
No, I'm not saying.
Within the united opposition, which is Jubilee.
I don't know. I'm just saying, if you leave the united opposition and go on your own, you'll be a third force. The people of Kenya will not accept the third force. The other day they tried to form something called Sijui Kenya Moja. Something. But, God is gracious to the people of Kenya. Before we could go far, one of the people who was pushing that thing was unmasked by a lot of people saying this is one of our own. We are the ones who have sent her to spy for the opposition. It died. That is what will happen. And Kenyans are also very intelligent. All these moles sent by Ruto into the opposition, people know them. They see through them. They read. They know, and they tell us that is a mole. That is a mole. That is a Ruto person. That is this. Let me tell you. This thing will be a two-horse race. The rest are donkeys. Whoever is picked by the united opposition to face William Ruto is the one who will win and will be the 6th president of the Republic of Kenya. If anybody gets lost along the way and decides to abandon the people of Kenya and think you can go it on your own, you will not go far. The people of Kenya will say no.